What's happening with my peoples? No, you got it. Yes, I'm letting it build. ZG. Hyson Blue. What's up? Hey, you see that cat back there? Hey, Hyson, I promise you, I didn't used to be a cat person. Promise you. But these day and ages, I've been proved that yes, Dirty can be a cat person. Hold on. Z, you didn't hit that like. Big Bad, you didn't hit that like either. I just started watching. I don't know if I like it yet. What the? You're the judge of whether you like it or not. The live ain't even started yet. That is the most narcissistic comment you ever made. I promise you. Damn, that motherfucker split. Fuck. One thing about these backwoods, I'm telling you, you gotta have the right one, baby. Damn. Watch this though. Mm-hmm. Trying to know about the fold over though. The fold over repair job. Hyson Blue. He said, "What does narcissistic mean?" I mean, would you care to have Big Bad tell you? We need to invent patches instead of blue tape. Uh, Callie, I'm curious to know more about this blue tape. It is important to get the backwood burning before you even start your like if a person is talking and he's rolling the backwood, chances are he rolled that before the live started. Real shit. Oh no. Don't you go nowhere. Hyson Blue. I Googled it before, but I never understood it. I don't know if Big Bad want to explain it to you. Like, Big Bad, can you explain it? Like, Big Bad is our resident narcissist. So he should be able to explain it like the best. Resident narcissist. A cartridge of that Delta 10. Ain't that bullshit? I don't mean but ain't that bullshit? That shit in Texas, that synthetic. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But from what I thought, Texas and places around it has some shit from the government called Delta 88. No, excuse me, Delta something. Delta 88 is a car. Blunt patches. Cali, you crazy. Blunt patches, just bap, I'm high. Just take the patch, open it up, slap it on. Bap, I'm high. That would take the fun out of it. It means you have a really high IQ, possibly the highest in the room. That's what narcissists mean. I'm gonna let Big Bad tell it. All right, so let's talk about my day first of all. This morning, it's been a while, right? Like the belt line. You can walk the whole belt line, but you're gonna be hurt. Ain't nobody running the whole belt line, that's for sure. I decided I wanted to be super nigga. Not super nigga, super nigga. By the time I made it back home, my legs was jelly. They was jelly. It was done. I called Drina like this. Hey, collect call from Dirt's Legs. Do you accept? She was like, yeah. I said, hey, this Dirt Legs. I'm done. Nothing to talk about. Hey, Hyson. I can't really say. I can't confirm or deny like what you saying about that Delta. Just thought it was something from the government that wasn't him, like synthetic weed. That's what I thought. I didn't know they had synthetic cartridges. Delta 9. Well, what the hell is Delta 10? Like the revised version of the 9? Like what? Please, somebody help me, please. Help me understand. I mean, we ain't gonna knock nobody in no other state, but we are gonna say it sucks to be you. Sucks to be you. But then again, that synthetic weed might have you on your pockets. Callie, I'm weak. Callie, Cadet, I'm weak. Let's things that we take for granted. That's all I'm gonna say. Simple things like reaching for the damn cereal. Us tall people take that for granted. Yeah, Callie, you already know that's over. You're done. You are 5'2". See, I climb on the counter like a ninja to reach shit. That's fucked up. But I feel you. Shit, I want my lucky charms. I want my lucky charms. Oh, you ain't gonna help me get my Captain Crutch? I pull up a chair. We gonna get to climbing on some shit. This thing, Callie gets to climbing as high as we can reach, like over the area over the refrigerator. She gonna have a panic attack. She gonna look down from the top of the refrigerator like, oh my God, this is too much. Davy Johnson. What's up, my guy, man? How you living? I'm, baby, tell you something about football. You already know. Like, I am no slave to football. No. I used to be, though. The only thing I seen today was 49ers try to throw a pass like a trick play. Wait, was that the 49ers? I want to say it was the 49ers. They tried to do a trick play, and it was picked off in the end zone, and they ran back a little bit. Was that the 49ers? Shit. This weed right here is some outdoor, but some potent outdoor. I'm telling you, that fresh outdoor, just fresh. That THC level be high. I'm telling you. In the 90s, were you a Raider or a 49er? Old soul. In the old school, the 90s, I've been a Green Bay fan since '89. I've been a Green Bay fan since '89, so I can't like properly answer that question. But as far as like fashion, yeah, I have me a old Raiders beanie or LA Kings beanie. Yeah, I can't say I was a kid. But in the 90s, were you a king or Golden State? Definitely a king. in the 80s and the 90s. Definitely. But I'm gonna tell you something though. In South Sacramento, we got more now and more and different. But back in the 80s, late 80s, 90s, there was only two teams, and that was the Southside Raiders and the Southside Vikings. And I did not like the Raiders. All right, here's where we at, right? I'm trying to mix these stories in with these lives. So I got a story for y'all. Y'all want to hear a story? But yeah. I'm gonna tell a story. What's what is it to the group on one? The group on one. The half a man? Yeah, half a man. I ain't telling that story. I ain't telling that story. Not yet, at least. Oh, the event that was in between that about the homie and the homie. Oh, the one with the one I had a fight with. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's hard to tell that story without telling the other one. I'm gonna tell them the group home story. Huh? All right. So, este vato, do what she said, Bindo. Cali Connect said hi. Oh, so was born. Hey, oh, so you was born the same year as my little brother, 89. What month, if you don't mind me asking? You ain't got to tell me the day, but what month? All right. You got to get comfortable, though. Like, for real. Like, this story, this is at least like a 10 minutes, 15-minute story. So you gotta get comfortable. Like when everybody ready, let me know. Like you got your weed, you got your drink, you comfortable. Like let me know, and then I'll start because this is a funny ass story. I'm telling you. What's the favor? Big Bad say he need a favor, but I already know it's some bullshit on the other end of it. Yeah, matter of fact, yeah, you got her number. Period. Smack ready. Cali Connect said 83 is the best year of the 80s. You know what? My sister was born in 83. So it might be. Shit. I don't know. You tell me. Y'all ready? Oh, so in September. Oh, so. Oh, so I'm going to say this to you. You are a special human. And you're even more of a special human if you take into consideration that there was only like 9 days out the calendar of that month that you could have been born. So let me tell you about yourself, old soul. Mr. Old Soul. I bet you, Mr. Old Soul, that you do a lot of things good. Like a September Libra isn't somebody that just knows how to play the piano. He knows how to play the piano, play football, and probably every position on the field. He knows how to play basketball, baseball. He knows how to play all the shit. Like most, if you think about it, most famous celebrities born in the end of September, they all do a lot of different shit good. For example, Lil Wayne, for example, Eminem, for example, Jamie Foxx. Didn't every last person I named right there, they do hella shit. So you need to understand that you are different from October Libra. You're different. They don't like us. They don't like us. Yes, I said us. Yeah, I know you probably play all sports. You've probably played basketball, football, rap, and make beats. Like you ever trip? There's some people that come into the studio, they just know how to rap. Me, I hear beats in my head. I hear raps in my head. I see business propositions. I see all type of shit. You know why a lot of birthdays is in September. New Year's Eve parties happen 9 months earlier. I don't get that. Hey, Big Bad. See, this is why I'm not gonna go. That's why we're not doing StreamYards. So I can't tolerate that disrespect live. I can't do that. Not unless you let me take a shot out your belly button. That's this big. This is Big Bad's belly button. See, yesterday I was sadly mistaken when I grabbed the little thing and said this was Big Bad's belly button. Since he want to be on here without a shirt all the time, put a shirt on and cover it up. Belly button look like this. This is like a quadruple shot. If you walk to the bar and said, "I need a shot of some scotch on the rocks," they're gonna say, "We don't have enough to fill that right there, sir. So what do you want us to do?" Well, I'm gonna say pour a little, and I'm gonna see if I can get it down because this boy belly button is so fucking huge. I'm telling you, this is like a bowl of cereal. Now let me quit. Damn, Callie was born on Christmas. That's a cold birthday. Christmas is just as cold as a birthday as fucking leap year. All right, so we got 18 people watching. I'm about to get into this story. So, this story right here. Wait a minute. I need a shot. Y'all gonna have to hold on for like 311 seconds. Babe, I'm gonna have to take a shot if you. I mean, I'm gonna have to take a shot. I'm gonna have to take the shot straight if you ain't got no mixture in there. In there, I don't want to die. Last night I took a shot straight and almost died. It was it was right out of Big Bad's belly button. He had more in there than I thought I could fit. I should have just went in there and blew bubbles in it. I should have just blew bubbles in his belly button. Smack. Wow. December 26th, never got a party. That makes sense. Damn, so Christmas Eve, Christmas, and the day after Christmas. It's like Christmas Eve is like shit. Everybody already celebrates something else. About to celebrate something else. So Christmas Day they celebrate something else, and then Christmas the day after they trying to recover from celebrating something else. So shit, that's a messed up day to have. Hold on, let me go get my you feel me, and then we gonna get into this story. Yeah, last 380. Okay.
Nope, not bad at all. I'm being assaulted. I'm being assaulted.
Come here, woman. Oh shit! Damn, where did I put it? Oh, where did I put it? Did I put it in the front seat? On my mama big bag. I found a birthday card today from 2004. What? How many years old is that? 2004. I ain't gonna find it now. I really ain't like today. Me and Drina, we pulled up and went through some of my old stuff today. Like, and I promise you, like I felt the weight lift off of me today. I felt the real live weight lifting up off of me, like getting closure from one point in your life and going to the next, and having that person that's by your side aid you to the next phase in your life. I seen something on ATL that cracked me up today. This lady said that she was a something something doula, like she was a deaf doula. Now I know somebody named Doula, right? I ain't hula doula, but I didn't know what doula meant. This lady said she was a deaf doula. That means that she is there to help you to your next life, your afterlife. A deaf doula. If y'all ain't never ever heard of that shit, but that was on ATL. That shit, I'm telling you, that shit got some fucking twisted humor shit. But they was aiding Tupac to his next life, right? So I'm thinking he's on his bed, and I'm thinking he about to just fall out, like surrender to the ghost, like because they all gathered around his bed, and it's supposed to be Tupac, mind you. Man, don't you know something fell from the top of the bunk, bam, like some rubber shit fell on his face and covered him and smothered him to death. I'm thinking he about to just pass. This motherfucker came down and smothered him, and he was bucking. He was bucking. That's that twisted ATL Kyle and Peele humor. If y'all are familiar with that. Anyhow, let's get to the story. This story right here, man. So y'all already know I had been in the group homes and shit, right? Y'all know about Booker in the group homes, but y'all don't know about there was an era prior to even getting to Booker that led me to Booker. So when I was young, right, when I like to burn, I like to set fires and things, and that caused me to be locked up at a young age. And I remember the fucking DA told me, he said that I needed to be locked up until I was 18 years old because I was going to be responsible for burning up fields and shit or burning up buildings that's going to be or result of a lot of people's lives lost. That was what was said in court, and they used that to hold me in juvenile hall for 3 months at 9 years old. So, in order to let me out from this, they had to send me to a group home. So they sent me to one group home, Capital Land Park, it was called. No, Capital Youth, Capital Youth. I was on a group home in the South Side off of Florida. And then y'all wonder why I went to so many schools. This is why. And then I went to a group home off of downtown. So I was in a group home for literally about like two and a half. I was in a group home from the fifth grade to the sixth grade. Now, half of the sixth grade, I went home. Like I did my time in the group home and went home. Disagreement happened with my mom. You know, that's kind of like personal. But the end result was that she called the social worker. And they really came and got my dog ass. After being in a group home for 2 years, I'm like 11 years old now. I'm living in G Parkway. They came and got my dog ass. And they took me to an emergency foster home for like 24 hours. Then they sent me to this place called Stanford Home. Now, Stanford Home was cool. It had girls, older girls and shit. But we were so young. These girls was like our mock moms and shit. Cause we little kids wanting to feel, we wanting to feel some shit. So I had me a mama named Stephanie. I was literally in love with her. Literally thinking like this is my mama. But this is what happens. This is the brainwash type of shit that goes on in group homes as with kids and shit. Because you still trying to find your way. So you literally grasping to anything that you can. So anyhow, this group home in particular, this Stanford closed down. So then they sent me to another group home called Heart to Heart. Now in Heart to Heart, when I got there, the first thing I did was that was messed up was these motherfuckers. They used to get. This was in like a racist neighborhood, a racist part of Sacramento, where Carmichael / Citrus Heights, and this is in the early '90s. So any other kids there was like only one other black kid in this group home. But we ended up getting into it. Me and one of the other kids, the other black Donald from the View. He ended up being from Meadowview. I ended up meeting him later and shit. But Donald was on some other shit. He had been there for a while, so he's going home. So it's literally me and these white dudes. So the first thing that happened is we get into it over a pool table. And I end up chasing one through the house with the pool table. That was like strike one. So then I get into it with another kid. I steal their bike. There was a bike there. Y'all just got to follow with me. Follow with me. There was a bike there. I stole the kid's bike, rolled it around. So when I come back, right? When I come back to this group home, the staff is tripping with me. They figure like you can't work here, so we're gonna send you to the country. Mind you, they didn't send me to all these group homes. Now they didn't send me to Alberta. Alberta is like right outside of Rio Linda. So if anybody from SAC, they know. Like this was really a real live clan land back then. So I hatched a plan. Like I'm not feeling this group home stuff anyway. So I tell the kid that's there, Josh, he white. He white, I'm black. I tell him, look, obviously they felt I was a bad influence. I'm like, so let's run away. So we run away 3 days in a row. I promise you. We ran away. The police brought us back. We ran away again. The police brought us back. This time we run away. Now, this time we didn't stole like the group homes used to have like a thing where the kids save up the money and then they get video games with the with this money. I hit a lick. I tell Josh, grab that jar. We up out of there. Me, Josh, Lamont. Now Lamont was in this group home, but Lamont was in Land Park with me at the same before, so I know Lamont. So we push it. three little ass kids, 9, 10, and 11, pushing down the main street. We get to Gibson Ranch, and we go in that motherfucker, and they literally start they literally stalled us. I promise you, the store stalled us for hella long, all the while waiting for the police to come out there. When the police came out there, they snatched us up. But guess what? I'm gonna show you how much of a motherfucking narcissist I am. Now I'm just fucking with you, big bad. I left out a part. Switch that. We go back. So me and Josh, we had this initial group home. First day, we ran away and we went to the fucking mall or Tower Records. We decided this is back when there was tapes and shit. We wanted to steal some tapes, right? We wanted to steal some tapes, and we did. I remember back then that we had stole Beastie Boys, NWA and the Posse, and a couple other tapes. This was like 91. 90, 91. So anyhow, we ran away one day. Remember I said me and Josh ran away 3 days in a row. Then we ran away again that second day. This third day, right, we hatched this grand scheme plan. Here's where it gets. I'm in Carmichael. I'm only like 11 years old. Sacramento to an 11-year-old is a big ass city. And I promise you, this shit is funny as fuck. So I tell Josh, this is the third day. I tell Josh, I want to go home to my mom. I want to go home. He's like, do you know how to get there? I'm like, I don't know. I just know she lives in the South area and it's that way. South area and it's that way, right? I've never rode the bus, period. But we done stole some money from this group home, so I'm about to shoot my shot. So me and Josh get on the bus, right? We ride the bus from like Country Club. And I asked the driver, hey, I'm trying to get to Florin Mall because I know how to get to Florin Mall, and in my 11-year-old mind, I know how to get there because that was like right up the street around the corner from the house when I stayed in the G because my mom stays in the G at this time. So it seemed like I asked the driver at the right minute. He was like, "Oh, you're trying to go there? That's the bus you want right there." He stopped, opened the door, honked the horn, beep, 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 beep. We got up out of there. We went to the right bus, right? So we riding this bus. I promise you, I ain't never rode a bus in my life. I'm trying to get to my mama. That's all I know. I'm trying to get to mama. So the bus lets us off at Florin Mall. Me and Josh, right? I don't even remember where Josh is even from. I doubt he was from Sacramento because them group homes taking kids from everywhere. But me and Josh started walking. We walk up Florin Road, up Franklin. We get to my mama's house, right? My mama on the phone. We knock on the door. Boo, boo, boo. My mama like, she opened the door. She said, I don't believe it. Just think about it. Her little baby boy, 11 years old, that the system then took. Like the system took me and put me in placement. All of a sudden, I'm at my mama's door like, what's up? What's up? She was like, I came in, it was a happy reunion, but bottom line, my mama was like, you can't stay here. The police is going to be looking for you. Like, I understand what happened, but you can't stay here. And who's this little white boy with you? That makes it even worse. She was like, who is this boy with you? Like, who you didn't bribe? Remember, I promise you, as a 42-year-old adult, when I see an 11-year-old kid, I see a really little kid. And so I was 11 years old, and he was 10. And we riding the bus across town back home. My mama was like, hell no, we can't have that. So we like, mama, well, how we gonna get back to this group home? We didn't ran away 3 days in a row. Like, it's on. Like, the Sacramento sheriff was looking for us. She said, look, and y'all about to hear the dumbest plan ever. My mama said, we go to Kaiser. Mama said, you act like your back hurting and you act like you can't breathe. So Josh start hyperventilating on point. He hyperventilating on point. Instantly, I grab my back. Like I can't walk. So when we get to the fucking emergency room, like my mama is holding Josh up, like you know how you put your put your arm around me, I'll save you, and you start walking, like she carried him into the ER to the point that when they walked in, they was like, get a gurney, stat, everybody, gurney, first whatever code, it would sound like a football play, blue 42 right here, and they put him on that gurney, right, and they took him away. Then I come in, right, I'm holding my back, like, oh my back. They're like, what's wrong with you? I tell them. So they done took Josh to the back. I don't know what the fuck they doing to Josh. I don't know what the fuck they do to Josh. But they didn't took me and put me in this room, right? I'm trying to hold my back, like I'm holding my back like it's a sack of money back there, like I'm holding it, like it hurts. Man, that shit went on for about a good 15 and a half minutes. About good 15 and a half minutes. Next thing you know, the sheriff came, right? My mom was like, the gig is up. It's over. My mom was like, the police is here. The gig is up. Like, hey, man, tell them what happened. So, man, as much as I wanted to go home with my mom, I promise you, like I hadn't seen my mom in a few months. As much as I wanted to go home with her, I knew the reality was that these sheriff was about to put me and Josh dog ass in handcuffs and take us back to these fucking group homes. Like this is jail. This is group home jail. So then, but they separate us. They put Josh in one part and the other dude and Lamont in another. So when I get back to this original group home, I'm feeling like really like an outcast. And I don't know, man, this is some weird shit. Like I'm sharing this shit with y'all, but this shit is weird as fuck. This is one of the few weirdest moments of my life. I came back to the group home. I ran off, catted off, whatever you want to call it. I come back, right? When I come back, I hear the white kid that I chased with a pool stick say, he's back, right? So I'm in the backyard. I don't know what I was doing, flicking, talking, but one staff came at me from one side and one staff came at me from the other side. And I promise you, I swear, I do not fully remember what happened, but I do remember what happens. Like it was like a dream. Like I can remember breaking away from the staff and running and diving for like a window shutter and then swinging it at him. But this is in a dream though, because something that they did, because one grabbed me on one hand and one grabbed me on the other. But something that they did put me in dream zone. All I know is when I woke up, I was half inside the house, half outside the house. I was crying and I had a big ass lump on my head. I'm talking about I had a growth, like I had an extra head, and I don't know what happened. And I'm sitting here. They gave me a blanket, and they're telling me like we don't like what's like. They're not giving me no information. All I know is I got a lump on my head. I'm crying, and I'm trying to figure out what the fuck just happened. In the process of what the fuck just happened, the police pull up, and that was when they took me to juvenile hall for assault and battery on the staff. And I promise you, to this day, I don't know what happened. They did some shit where they grabbed my wrist. And here's something else to add to that weird shit. I had a rock in my hand and I threw it at a meter. You know, the meters on the side of the house? I threw it at the meter. This may sound crazy, but the rock hit one side of the meter, but the other side busted out. Like it literally like the rock had went through the meter, but it didn't. Just the pressure of the rock hitting that meter on one side busted the other side out. In the process of me tripping off of that is when they rushed me. And then I woke up on the floor crying with an extra lump. Them motherfuckers sent me to juvenile hall for assault on the staff. And guess what? When I had ran away, because trust me, like I'm not trust me, but 2 days prior they had sent me to a different group home and then they sent me back. When we got caught at Gibson Ranch, I had hella money stuffed in my jacket. Hella money stuffed in my jacket that we stole from the kids' video games. Yeah, we stole that video game, man. Y'all ain't gonna be playing no Super Mario this month, but yeah. But anyhow, so that money right there, I still had when they sent me back to the original group home. So when I went to juvenile hall and I paroled, I'm paroled. So I said parole. When I got out of juvenile hall, there was another group home there to pick me up. I'm about to tell y'all one of the squarest things I ever did in my life. This is so square it didn't make sense. This is almost as square as running away from NAC back to juvenile hall. I literally, when that black woman Brenda Walker came and got me, she was like, at this group home, we don't play that shit. We gonna whoop your hole. Like we ain't going for none of that. I don't know how it was where you was at before, but this group home right here, we ain't going for it. I'm just letting you know. She spooked the fuck out of me. I promise you. Like I had money in my sleeve that I told you I had for the last group home. I just started like taking the money out and giving it to her like here. She was like, we're gonna put this in your lockbox. In your lockbox, so can't nobody get to it. I promise you, I had stole like $97.98 from this group home. This was so square. I found like an odd dollar in my jacket. I really walked to the office like, here you go, and gave her that shit. Stupid ass little nigga. Man, do you think I seen any of that money? That money, they told me something like that money went to my clothing fund or some shit. And that group home was so busted, they had us going to the thrift store getting clothes. Nigga, I was wearing fucking corduroys in the sixth grade. I had a pair of corduroys. Never again. What did they do to Josh? Man, Josh ended up going to a different group home. They separated us for good because they determined that I was a bad influence. No matter what group home I went to, they was like, you are a bad influence. You know what's sad about this shit though? What's sad about it is often I ask people like, at what age was your innocence lost? Like, what age was your innocence lost? Because that's when you can that's when you could determine like where you went wrong. Because people always ask, where'd you go wrong? Shit. Well, I went wrong when I decided I wanted to burn up some shit and go to juvenile hall and be around people 4 and 5 years older than me. Like that's where I went wrong. You was hyphy, but you was unique. Oh my mama. Sorry. Wait. So this is when I first you. Not at all funny, but because it was an energizer. Yes. Nah, when the staff rushed me, that was a whole different story. But then again, yeah, you're right. This is so damn. If Ryan, if you remember that story, because Ryan, you've been around for a long time. If you remember that story, you got a good motherfucking memory because it's something from that story that stuck out to you. Hopefully, it ain't that I was a bad influence to Josh. When I pulled that trigger, that's where I really did too much. 16. Yeah, man. I was telling Drina, like, man, like in the ninth grade, I couldn't picture having a gun. But by the time the 10th grade was over, it was over. But my innocence was lost before then. Like my innocence was lost at 9 years old in juvenile hall. But then again, like at 9 years old in juvenile hall, the staff and the older people, like the older, they protected me. Like I was Simba. I was like Simba the lion cub, for real, for real. But when I went back at 11 years old, they still had me around these older dudes. But I promise you, I was so square. Like my family, like I claimed my family's name at not at 11 years old. Like they want to know, like who's your cousin, who's this, who that, and I tell them, and instantly it was like they wrapped a blanket around me, like this is Stefan's little cousin. Like they wrapped a protective blanket around me, but they still got to let me do what I do though. They still got to let me like wiggle. I remember this white boy. This white boy was like, "What's up, fool? I beat your ass." Like he really got at me. I'm 11 years old though. This dude is like 12, 13, 14, somewhere around here. I said, "What's up, then, cuz?" You remember this part about the story? I was so young that at being a blood, or supposed to have being a blood at 11 years old, I said, "What's up then, cuz?" Scratch the record. Like you heard the cheers in the aisles just everybody like got out the way, like, oh, this nigga's a crip. And back then, it was hard for a crip in Sacramento. It was hard. But that just goes to show you how ignorant I was. At 11 years old, I knew I was a blood. I just didn't know everything that came along with it. But real shit, my innocence was lost when I went to the Sacramento receiving home. Sacramento receiving home at 7 years old, and then I was in hospitals at 8, 9 years old. So any type of prolonged period of being away from your household, your mother, hopefully you had a two-parent household, but any prolonged period of being away from your parents is a stab at your innocence being lost, because we're supposed to depend on our parents to a certain age. But once that is gone and you realize that all you have is you're supposed to realize that shit later in life. You're not supposed to be 10, 11, 12 years old realizing that shit, CMB, I'm all I got. You ain't supposed to be able to realize that at that age. That's not even natural. Well, that's how I felt. He turned out to be that guy through all your experiences, although he went through all that. It made you the awesome man you are. Ah, thanks, babe. Innocence be gone so long, can't even recall that what it means to me. I see my kids like there's innocence because they're square bears, nothing like me. That's a good thing. Hey, Socks, I promise you that was, you put words together so nice. Because in this world, there are people that are so fucked up in the heart, fucked up in the mind, fucked up in their day-to-day goings on, that they can't even recognize something as innocent as that. Like people, like by the time people get a certain age, they're taking what somebody don't know and they're using it against them. Foul shit, yeah, I know it, but they're using it. Oh, you don't know that? Well, they're gonna use it against you. But when kids don't know, and you see they don't know, that's when you have to, that's, man, that's the beauty of it. Because then you like, check this out, let me show you just how it go. And then you get to experience that joy of showing somebody. Do you know that it's possible for a grown man to feel that though? I promise you, for a grown man to feel that. It was a guy named Detroit, rest in heaven. Detroit, rest in heaven. When I came home in 2013, Detroit he terrorized the neighborhood. I promise you. Like they didn't want no problems with Detroit. Whatever life he lived before, like these Sacramento dudes wasn't ready for it, and they was scared of Detroit. I come home after doing 17 years in the pen. I don't even know to be scared. Like everybody else scared of him. He carries guns and shit, but I don't know to be scared of him. I don't know shit. And then one day I was in the apartments, right? And trust me, this is when Drake's Take Care came out. And I'm sitting there and somebody has stole Detroit shit. I don't know nothing about nothing. But this dude Detroit came in, cocked this gun. Shh, ain't nobody leaving this motherfucker till my shit come up. You telling me I didn't taste fear? I tasted fear. Like that shit came up. I was like, I don't even know this nigga. And I don't even know what the hell has been stolen. But I know that at this moment, right now, I'm paralyzed with fear. Yes, I am paralyzed with fear. So luckily somebody decided to leave out the apartment and I followed right behind him. I was on his ass. He was like, I'm out of here. I'm like, yeah, me too. I'm gone. Right up on his heels, right? But I had been in prison with people that were truly terrifying. Like I had seen some truly terrifying individuals in prison. Individuals that you know, they have hurt a lot of humans in their life. Like once you be around them type of people and you taste that fear and you able to fraternize and make them respect your gangster, then when you come out, you kind of have you have a warped sense of what you're supposed to be scared of and what you not. Because in your mind, you like, I didn't face the faces of the faces and the hardest of the hardest. But really, it's the softest of the softest that will take your life out here. The softest of the softest. So I caught Detroit. I was like, Detroit, man, I promise you, give me some game. I'm 33. This dude like 22. I'm like, give me some game, man. Like, talk to me. And he really went through a mental transitional shift. Like, you really don't know what time it is out here. I was like, man, I just came home. I did this many years. Like, I really don't know. And he had to go through it's like somebody that's going fast speed and like, and then they got a downshift. They got a downshift to be able to talk to you in a manner that you will understand. That's what it's like when people come home from the pen. Like they gotta, like you people have to literally come down to our level. I don't give a fuck how smart we was in the pen. People that's out here, they got a lot of stuff going on. So when people come home from the pen and they asking for minute, simple stuff, they literally gotta and downshift to be able to talk to them on a level that they understand. And that's what happened with Detroit. Like he took time out of his hectic life to give me some game. But first he had to realize that you really don't know. And that's what it's like with kids. When their innocence is still intact. You want your kids to have that innocence as long as possible. Real shit. Like because then they can experience them joys. Because at that point in my life, coming home after 17 years, within that first year, I was experiencing a lot of joys. And as long as you are surrounded by people that love you, you will be able to experience them little joys. And he laced me, man. And then next thing you know, because I wanted to know, like, why is everybody scared of you? Like real shit. I'm not scared of you. But why is everybody else scared of you? Like when they see you coming with that backpack on, they be trying to get somewhere. I'm like, I don't know to be scared of you, Detroit. So what am I doing wrong? Or or what's up with me? And he laced me. But anyhow, Detroit, I ended up bumping into him in Old Folsom, seeing him on a basketball court, embracing them, giving them a TV, letting them know that I appreciated that when I was in my infantile state, coming home after 17 years, that you took time out of your everydayism to lace a OG. And so this is the least that I can do. But unfortunately, though, last year or maybe 2 years ago, probably 2 years ago, man, he got gunned down in broad daylight. I didn't even know he had came home. But I seen on the news he got gunned down in broad daylight. And that's the light. When you are a bully or something, you are a bully, people are scared of you. You never know where it's gonna come from. And he got gunned down in broad daylight at the bus stop. But Detroit, that was my guy, man. All right, Q&A. Any questions? Any questions? My bad. I ramble, but I do this because it's 24 people watching and I fuck with all of y'all. What's up, Baka? You turned out to be that guy to experience it. Oh, babe, thank you. Me, I shot a man 8 times and it felt like I was a kid because I was a kid when I went to recession 17. They said, they just started dying here. It's like, oh, man. Hey, Big Bad, you going to sit here and tell me that? You, Big Bad, you was 14 going on 26. Straight up. You was 13 going on 21. So if your life is hard, you're advanced. And you were advanced. So you was our man. If you decided on the spot, I'll kill this other decision. Indeed. But you on church, sock slide, big back 12. Damn, I was in home invasion at 7 when my pops was grinding. I was asleep on the floor in a 1-bedroom apartment, woke up like, who the fuck are you? They ran out when they seen a little kid. See? That's that shit I'm talking about. Like you can't gauge when sense is lost. Like only they can. Like you can't tell my innocence was lost. My innocence might have been lost when I decided to break into my second grade class and steal all the marbles. All the marbles in a little collection jar. Like my innocence might have been lost there. So you can't gauge it for somebody else. His innocence was lost as a result of seeing that somebody will come in your house, kick in your door, pull guns, and threaten your life. Yeah. Innocence lost. Because then after that, I bet you, Smack, there was times where you asked your mom or your pops, like, hey, pops, do we got a gun? Or where your gun at? Or if they come in, what we gonna do? I've since that happened, I promise you. And them is all signs of your innocence being whooped. Doc Dirt. To Dr. Dirt. Come on. Oh man. Nah, man. I promise you. Like I was the type of person, like I would not, like I can't say Dr. Dirk because I would not sit here and act like I am a person of perfection. No. I talked to the psychiatrist so much that when I knew I had a ducat coming to my door, like when ducats in prison come to your cell, they usually yellow slips or white slips. Yellow slips mean mandatory. You better show your ass up. And white slips mean it's optional. Like you don't have to. Like yellow, if you don't show up, they're gonna be looking for you. Like where you at? But white, yeah. So with these with when it came time for these psychologists, it came to the point where I was lacing them. Like, how are you living in your life? Like, what's going on with you? Like, How you feel? And then I will flip it. Like, what do you think about this? Like, it was to the point. Like, what could a psychologist talk to me about? For real. Like, I'm living what they was taught. Like, I'm living what they was taught. They just came out of college and all that shit. They got books and shit to read from. I'm living this shit. So how you gonna call me and try to counsel me with some shit from a book that I got access to? It don't work like that. Neighborhood real, what's happening, boy? I can't have any type of weapon in public place for another 15 years. That is so unfortunate. Callie, I thought when you sign that paper, you give up the right for life. Well, it's possible, but I ain't gonna lie. For people that live the life that I live, that's a pipe dream. That's a pipe dream to think that maybe one day the government might sanction felons to carry guns and protect ourselves. That's why it's a double-edged sword. It's on you. Like, how far are you gonna go? What are you gonna do if somebody come trying to do something to you? What are you gonna do? Like, some motherfuckers is like, I'm gonna go to the kitchen and grab a knife. I'm gonna jug this nigga up. Some people like shit. All I gotta do is hit the thing, boop. And then some people like all I gotta do is, you know. So, what are you gonna do to protect yours? That's what it's all about. Neighborhood real, man. What's up with my girl? What's up, pumpkin, man? It's about time you did, and pulled up on me. What about the time they tricked you into thinking you on a visit pass, but you were being released? Hey, see, that's the thing. With a person that knows you and you tell a story, they be like, like, bruh, you didn't tell the whole story. Like, you missing some pieces. Like, you told me this story, but you missing some pieces from that. Because didn't it go like this? And the part that Drina has pointed out, it is one of the saddest though. It's one of the saddest because it shows that when they brainwash you in these group homes and you, man, your mind frame literally shifts. You become an unnatural child at that moment. But I was so comfortable in this group home that they had to trick me to go home. They had to trick me. That's sad as fuck. For some of you guys that's logically thinking right now, they had to trick me from a group home to go home. They had to say, "Hey, Curtis, you're going on a pass this weekend." I'm like, cool. So I packed my standard issue for this pass. Then when they get to my mom, they like, "Oh yeah, they didn't tell you like this was permanent, right?" I'm like, what you mean? It was like, yeah, we're gonna bring your rest of your stuff. We're gonna bring the rest of your stuff for you. So yeah, but you're here now. Like, you're here with moms. Like, congratulations. They caught me off guard. They tricked the fuck out of me to make me go home. Looking back now, you would think it would be the natural thing to want to go home to moms, but shit, they had to trick me from the group home to get me to go home because I was loving my innocence being lost. Oh, what? Is that a reality check? Cali, no guns for life, but in Cali, we going to jail. Straight up. I should have never been shot. My boyfriend was getting beat up, and I hate dude with a mag light to get him off of my boyfriend, and I'm the only one that went to jail. That's some fucked up shit, Callie. That's some fucked up shit because I'm telling you, there's these. I wanted to know about this purge shit, but it don't even matter. But I promise you, Callie, I was like, damn, what is like this is the natural reaction. to your loved one being harmed. Like the natural reaction. I'm about to get this flashlight. I'm gonna bang you, bing, and then you the only one go to jail. That's fucked up. I remember when I was in a riot with the skinheads, and I'm the only one got a write up for that shit. It was clearly way more than us fighting, but I was the only one. Me and the white boy I was getting on is the only one that got write ups. So they made you ride that shit. That's fucked up, Callie. And you caught a strike for it? Oh shit. You might as well hey, Callie, you might as well have bust his shit. I'm telling you, call it what you want. My bad, whatever. But I'm telling you, if they was gonna do all this shit to you, you should have cocked back with that. You feel me? Uganda one and just and made blood squirt. I'm telling you, because it would have been the same shit. In my line, it would have been the same shit. If he tapped him on his head, he would have been like, oh, he would have cried, and you'd caught the same charge. So you might as well cock back with that other way on that. Bam. They did you dirty and you signed quick. Yeah, got a strike felony for yeah. Hey, Socks Life, you know anything could be a weapon if you use it right, for real. I done heard some of the craziest things used for weapons. But you know what? Ultimately, the craziest thing used for a weapon is a mouth. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Craziest weapon used in CDC judicial system where they break motherfuckers off is a mouth. Motherfuckers begin. I knew a motherfucker got struck out for terrorist threats. I know a few motherfuckers almost got struck out for terrorist threats. So the thing is, your mouth, whatever come out your mouth can and will be used against you in the court of law. So threaten somebody if you want to. How much do you know how many people doing time behind I beat your ass? You know how much time people doing behind that? Telling you what I'm telling you. You better look up terrorist threats. How many years up high? D. How many years you did straight? I did 17 years straight, but I'm gonna be honest. It was really like 16 years and like a little over a half. So to me, in my mind, I'm stretching that out. 17 is like a real Olympic stretch. But yeah, I said 17. And then I went back and did like 2.5 more. So total about a good soft dub. But just like in general, the first bid, nah, I did like 16 and a half legitimately. All right, man. I got some steak, some New York strip steak with some box macaroni. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I love box craft macaroni with some rice. I'm about to go to town. It's too late for me to be eating things. It's 10:50. I'm tripping, but I'm gonna go eat me some New York strip steak. So I appreciate y'all for coming through. Big batteries, Drina, Les Love got a code name. Socks Life, Baka. Appreciate you, Cali Connect. Appreciate you, Skyline, Big AD, Crazy. Hope that y'all come through the next time too that we live. Appreciate y'all. Salute. Dirty. Go.